My little hat. Okay, y'all, LALA Brown. Somebody asked me to do LALA Brown. This is a vanilla incense. I don't know if she liked the vanilla or was like a big vanilla ice cream fan. But as y'all know, like I said, I got like 22 different fragrances. So when I grab particular ones and I light them up, I feel like they have some type of significance. Um, when it comes channeling certain people or different people rather. So we're gonna see what happened with her. LALA Brown. Mm, mm. Okay, so we're getting ready to channel LALA Brown, like I said. And let's see what she has to say. We want to know who unalived you, sweetheart. Like, it's been 2 decades. I don't even think I've seen anybody channel you yet. So I'm going to let you speak to your fans and speak to your family. And let us know who did it. Who did this? Okay, LALA Brown. Hope y'all having a great night. I mean, it is Monday, so you know it is the beginning of the work week. And it feels like a Monday. I felt like everybody really enjoyed their Halloween this time. I know I did. Had a little bit of fun. Okay, let's get to it. Got my wine. Got some red wine. Cheers. All right. Okay, LALA Brown, you can mount me. Okay, LALA Brown. I don't know why I said LALA Anthony. LALA Brown, what happened? Mm. Starting to give us some stuff already, guys. Okay, she got lies came straight out, and then it's crazy because when lies came out, I hear lies. They're all lies. Jesus Christ, she's loud. Hey, Jesus Christ, LALA Brown, you are loud. Like no shade, no shade. I wasn't being disrespectful. I just wasn't expecting you to be this loud. Okay. Hey, DD World. What happened to you, love? Who did it? Who unalived you? Can you tell us more about why your unaliving has not been solved in 2 decades? Does LYFE Jennings have to do anything with this? She said there's some surveillance. Surveillance kept coming out, kept coming to like I keep shuffling it in, and it just kept peeking out, keep peeking out. Sometimes when I just snatch one out, it's more so because outside of just coming out. If I keep going like this and it keeps winding up in the forefront right here, I'm just gonna pull it out because I mean it just wants to be seen. Hi everybody, nice to see y'all again. Shout out to all my peoples coming in. All right. She goes, there's something missing. There's a text message. I don't got like, and it's crazy because I'll get this from different stories. I got somebody dropped a letter in the alley. For her, I got this is a text message. There's some type of text message that happened. And that's the thing. You see, like right now, If you notice anything with like right now, the way they're doing everything with investigations, they start pulling out the text messages and DMs immediately, where this wasn't even a thing, okay, 2 decades ago. Okay, we got to keep in mind how long Instagram probably didn't even exist at this time, is what I'm saying. Okay, but text message definitely did. What else, honey? Okay. But she goes, they're lies. They're all lies. Now I'm gonna give you a fast take as I'm going through these cards. I watched the interview with Vlad TV and LYFE Jennings, and I'm gonna be real honest. He looked really, really, really nervous doing that interview. You could see him fidgeting in the chair as he starts asking him, "Hey, do you know when your next when your next album's gonna come out?" And he's like, "Huh? What?" Like, and it's like you could tell he's dreading the conversation because he know eventually Vlad is gonna ask him about LALA. And you could notice that immediately when Vlad asks LYFE Jennings about LALA, he fidgets in the chair. I think he purposely sat in that type of chair because he knew he was gonna fidget, and he wanted to make it look like because he was balancing himself on a chair that didn't necessarily have a comfortable seating, that it would make sense. He's a very conniving person, very controlling. She says, so dating came out also, mind control also came out, and then something about a beach. Okay, when I get beach, I get travel, a lot of travel. I know she did travel with LYFE Jennings a lot. And so one thing that he disclosed, one thing that LYFE Jennings disclosed on that interview about LALA Brown, and if y'all don't know, this is the SEX song that went viral. It didn't go platinum, it went gold, but it was heard all around the world. Think before you let it go. And this is the thing that I didn't know. So what I found out watching the interview was that actually there was another female that sang that same exact chorus, and he snatched it from her and gave it to LALA, which was a dancer that he met. This LYFE Jennings, I'm just gonna call him what he is, a mother effer. I don't care who sends it to him, because he is, and I get that from her. Used music to control bitches. Okay. Oh, if you don't listen to me, I'll take this song from you and I'll just give it to somebody else. Oh, if you're not listening, so I'm gonna do exactly what I did to the other artist, and I'm gonna sit you down and put you on ice. He explains it as they was like, oh, what happened? So okay, so you got rid of one artist and then you met LALA and then you gave her track. She sang the exact same track the exact same way. He just replaced her, right? All right. So it's already messy. Okay, it's already messy because it reminds me of basically what happened with that girl from Love and Hip Hop, and he took that song away from her and gave it to the other girl. Okay, and it causes conflict. The problem with that is this just wasn't an average song that got taken by somebody else. This was a song that went gold, right, and could have possibly went platinum. But I truly believe that, and this is just what I got to say, is that pissed off the female that felt like that was supposed to be me. That was supposed to be me. Okay? You took my fame, and that was supposed to be me. You stole my song. And instead of unaliving LYFE, she chose to unalive LALA. Okay? I got that straight off the bat. Clarify lies. Who unalived you? Cut, look. Come out the top. Look. Nothing on the other side. Celebrity. Okay. Celebrity. Okay. We getting somewhere. I didn't know it was surrounded around a celebrity. I just didn't know in what factor. What about the Savannah? So like I said, this person that she stole that song from is a celebrity, because by her rights, you stole her song. If the song was already done and you did it. And here come, and you get into an argument with the person who has you as a feature, right? And then they say, I don't like the way you acting. You know what? I'm cutting you off. I'm giving this on somebody else. They come, they do the song, and the fucking song is out of here. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough to piss off somebody to possibly come and unalive you. I'm serious. Okay. And that's like off the top of my head is like what she told me. Okay. He was really messy like that. He controlled females with his music, and that's what's called lame. Okay. A lot of men were doing it back in the days, and I'm an artist, as y'all know. They're still doing that. They still oh, if you don't sleep with me, I won't do X, Y, and Z. Or if you won't sleep with them, they put the prices higher. It's just always, as a female, it's way harder as a female, as an artist, as it is for a male, because it's male dominated. And believe it or not, just like anything else, a lot of those males take advantage, okay, of their positions, okay. So I got surveillance, right, linked with organized crime. When I get organized crime, I'm always getting like Illuminati. And she says something about the tunnel. So there was this club back in the days called Tunnel. I don't know if she what you want to say hi? Okay, come on. You want to say hi, my dude? So I say hi in a minute to y'all. Damn it, y'all forgot about me. She waiting for all her door clothes to come. I purchased her door clothes from China, so I'm waiting for them to come. Okay, cool. All right. So that's what I'm getting from that. Okay. She met this person at a club called Tunnel in New York City. It was a very popular club back in those days, around that time, that a lot of celebrities met. Okay. Or she says something about, it has to do something with that club Tunnel. That's all I know. Okay. But there's literally a text message of some sort that happened prior to that. It just wasn't investigated back in the days. If there was an unaliving, they didn't really have too much technology to go on. Now they got cameras everywhere. People have their cameras out everywhere. They can go in your DMs, like Instagram. Like they was able to actually the Kata Scott situation was actually a ping that went to a cell phone, and it started from there, and then it just went, and then it was just out of here. Okay, they didn't have this back in the days. Okay, dating. She also had a very jealous manager. LYFE Jennings said that he couldn't even really get a hold of LALA Browne at some point, and he was like, "Okay, I can't do this because now I can't talk to you. You're so famous, I can't even talk to you." Does that make sense? What does that give? Control. Like if right, if I'm a female, right, and you started managing me, and I get and I feel like I'm popular now, I'm up there, I'm an artist, and I want you to go through my manager. What's the problem? That's to my discretion. That's to my discretion. He said he went to her, he went to like her dressing room or something like that, and like they wouldn't let him in there. They had to knock on the door and ask him for permission. He said that was his final straw. How you know she wasn't undressed? And he said it was something about Lala. It's like men would get obsessed with her, right? And that's true. Mm-hmm. There are women like myself that men will get very, very, very obsessed with very, very, very quick. Okay, it's just this thing. It could be their light. It could be their talents. It could be they never dated somebody like that before. A lot of girls are boring. Don't have many talents. You know what I mean? So it could be that. But let's finish with the story. I just want to see what comes out. What's going on with dating? She doesn't like these cards that much. I'm about to switch it out. Okay, so this is crazy because Alexa gave us 3 cards. All right, so she does say something concerning a male. She says she was actually dating 3 males at one time. She was actually dating 3 different males at one time. Most of it was for money. Most of it was for money. Okay. So what I'm getting from this is along those trips that LYFE Jennings was doing with her, there was some ex trafficking involved. Okay. In her on these trips. It's a lot of dating going on. And then that's how she met her manager, who took her off of that ride. And LYFE Jennings didn't like that. He wanted complete control over her, not just control over her music, control over her body. What damn person that you working with says, and he said it was out his own mouth. This is not something I'm just pulling out my derriere. He said, I went to her dressing room. I knocked on the dressing room. No, I went to the dressing room, and they told, and somebody came to the door and was like, "How can I help you?" And that how he had to knock, and then he had to wait to even see her, and he felt like that was appalling. It's a dressing room. Dressing room. She could possibly be naked, in her panties, not dressed. Why do you think that you got so much control that you can just barge in a fucking room that is a dressing room, okay, or a bathroom, okay? So that just goes to show you the type of control that this man, LYFE Jennings, felt like he had on women. He felt like he can give and he can take their career away accordingly. And he said that openly with a smile. And I found it to be very disgusting as a female artist. And I found it to be very disturbing. He looks like a piece of shit. Okay? If I may say so myself. And that's why his fucking career didn't go nowhere after that. But most importantly, when I was watching that Vlad video, I noticed that that Vlad asked him, "Do you got an album coming out?" And he was like, "Huh? What? Do you got a fucking album coming out, nigga? Yes or no? Don't you do music?" But the reason why he was like, "Huh? What?" and so the STARR is because he didn't want to do that interview from the gate because he knew that daunting question was getting ready to come. What happened to LALA? How did she pass away? The only time that you feel daunting about something and you feel nervous is if you have something to do with it. Okay? I don't feel like he directly had something to do with it. I felt like he indirectly had something to do with it. Meaning that when he took that song from the original girl, the original artist, and he gave it to LALA, he knew that that bitch was unhinged. Okay? He knew that that bitch was unhinged. Okay? And he still took that song away from her and gave it to LALA, knowing what type of underhandedly, what type of bullshit he was getting ready to get LALA in, just to do the same thing to LALA. Okay? Just to do the exact same thing. Hold her career over her head. And like he said, he took her off the tour bus and sent her home to put her on time out. I can't even make this shit up. This what came out of his mouth. He said, I took her off the tour bus and I sat her down and put her on time out. Who the fuck puts a grown ass adult on time out? Who plays with somebody's livelihood like that? But you not putting me on fucking time out like as I need a break from a mental break. You putting me on time out and halting me for my fucking career when my album is going gold. We could push this shit to platinum, but he's too busy where? In his fucking emotions and his little weenie emotions, okay? Oh, very much being controlling over women like he always does, okay? He's disgusting. He's disgusting, okay? And the crazy part about it is a lot of men back in the days thought like this, and they still think like this, okay? And it's sad because a lot of talented women, I mean, look what R. Kelly did. I mean, we can go down the line, okay? Look what R. Kelly did to all these little girls who were aspiring artists. If you notice, a lot of them were aspiring artists that were very young and reached out to R. Kelly to be able to push their music forward, and he used it as a way to traffic them, okay, to manipulate them, to abuse them. And this ain't no allegedly because I don't even have to say allegedly because he's already been convicted. Can't say allegedly for something that's already facts. Okay? And so like I say that to say LYFE Jennings ain't no damn different. It just wasn't with little girls. But he was the puppet master. You know what I mean? He looks like a freaking puppet master. He was a puppet master on a string. The problem is he pushed LALA Brown into this drama with this female, with this other celebrity female, okay, that wound up being her demise. Okay? Because she came back. She came back to take what was hers, and it wasn't that career. It was her life. Now y'all got the answer. So when y'all think and technically that's like an Illuminati move, okay? Because people can still cause drama between other people, and if that unaliving is directly connected to you in some way, that is still considered a sacrifice, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you knew that, okay? So that's what I'm getting. Y'all take it where y'all need to take it. That the girl that was on the original song needs to be investigated. The girl that's on the original song. But like, she's not showing me a girl. Like, sometimes like I really want to say what I want to say, but the cards be saying something different. That's probably why she's throwing it around. You know, she like, it's somebody I was on the road with. I told you it was a male, somebody I was dating. So it could be life. Okay. Once again, keep in mind, and that's a crazy part too. He said out of his mouth, he said it was something about LALA Browne that niggas got obsessed with. Yeah, you were obsessed with LALA Browne. You were the one that wanted to bust into her damn dressing room and got appalled that you couldn't. The audacity and the entitlement. Okay, and it's crazy because we are human beings. We're not properties. Okay, but that's how bad he felt like he should have control over her, right? And if he said that everybody, something about her, men were obsessed with, well, weren't you a man? I hate when men talk in a 3D pattern. Like, oh, you know, guys, they do this, they do that, they ain't shit. You a guy. You're a guy. Or like I remember on one of my exes, it was like, niggas ain't shit and niggas this and niggas. I'd be like, you're a nigga. Use niggas. You're a man. You feel me? Like, and it's like, why you keep trying to talk about people like that's not you? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, Jennings, that's you. Okay, so it could have been possible from what I see him with the cards. She says male, and she says particularly a male that she was dating. Okay, a male that she was dating. Also, the word celebrity came out. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is leaning more towards LYFE Jennings. Organized crime. Somebody that she performed at the tunnel with. I'm gonna look to see if it be a club called the Tunnel. Somebody that she was on the road with. Okay. I got beaches, waters. They traveled beaches, waters, far. I mean, who did she travel with? Him. They was on tour. Okay, so it's giving LYFE Jennings. Like, I hate to say that, but also it did not help that he stole this song from another woman and gave it to her just for her to leave him and get with the manager, which is funny. Clock that T. You feel me? Like, he left this girl, took the song, gave it to her, it went out of here, and then she left him and got with the manager and said peace out to him. That's enough to get a nigga enraged that says that she has this obsession type energy about her, right? And then he lies. Okay, so that's what the lies. I'm gonna ask what the lies was about. What was the lies about? Let's get down to the news. What was he lying about? Because she said he lied. He said that, I don't know. It's like he said. This is what LYFE Jennings said. I don't know exactly why her manager, which was AKA her boyfriend at the time, thought that me and her had something going on. He's trying to distance himself from any type of emotional relationship with her. This coming from the same person that just contradicted themselves and said, I went to her dressing room and her manager came to the door and asked, like, how can I help you? And like, you got to ask for permission to go see her, or like you got to wait. And he felt like he should have just been able to bust inside the dressing room. And he said that was his final straw. Okay. So yeah, this is leaning towards LYFE, y'all. I would have thought leaning towards the girl. I'm not gonna hold you because that's what I kept getting in my head. Like, sometimes I get things in my, like, off the top of my head, right? But the cards is saying different. Okay, the cards is saying different. Okay, so as far as what I wanted to know is, as far as the lies, sweetheart, what are the lies? What is he lying about? receipts, okay, of him being codependency and an unhealthy attachment to her. An unhealthy attachment to her. I told you he was obsessed with her. I told you he was obsessed with her. Yep, he did it. There goes y'all. There goes y'all confirmation right there. He did it, ladies and gentlemen. LYFE Jennings, allegedly. I gotta say that. Allegedly, okay. Allegedly. She says something also about a pregnancy. He got her pregnant at some point. She had an abortion though, but he got her pregnant. They were supposed to. He got her pregnant in the height of that song coming out, SEX. Think before you let it go. She should have took her own damn advice. If you know you got that good cat, okay, you got to tame it and keep it back sometimes, especially when you're dealing with business, okay? Because if you know, like I know that about myself. I don't know if the girls know. I don't know how y'all know, but I know. So if you know that, it's not something that you just go straggling all around town, okay? Because now you got an obsessive man over here, an obsessive man over there, an obsessive man over here, and you don't know what the levels is with the capable of, you know. For LYFE Jennings to take, like I said, to take that music away from that girl, give it to her, go on this tour. I feel like he had a fantasy in his mind, you know, oh, the stripper, you know, because strippers back in the days you know, and still have some of the most beautiful bodies in the world. You know what I mean? Because they're toned and they're constantly working it out, right? And for him to have that attachment to her, and then for her to take it, the fame, the money, after he basically built a bear. You understand? He gave her a hit song on a platter. He made her. For her to take that from him, he feels the audacity of you not to let me just bust in your fucking dressing room spoke volumes. I mean, that's a telltale. How that's one of the most intimate places for you to be is in a dressing room. That's where you're supposed to change. So for you to feel like you could have just bust in there at your discretion without knocking on the door lets me know that you most definitely had an intimate relationship with her. And why are you lying about it? Clock that T. I'm going to drop the video down below of him saying it himself. Clock that T. I don't know how nobody's not, and this is why you could tell in the video he was so stressed about doing this interview, because he knew it was going to come out. He knew the question of how do you feel about the unaliving of LALA Browne was going to come out, sweetheart. Sweetheart. Okay. And that's why he looked like he almost wanted to fall off that damn stool. He chose that stool for a reason. I'm telling y'all, he's very manipulative and he's very covert. So he chose that stool because if he was sitting in a more comfortable seating like a sofa and he started that fidgeting shit, you know, it would be like, why is he fidgeting in that comfortable ass chair? But because he's like one footed on a stool, as soon as he brought up LALA to him, he starts trying to fall over. You know, one wouldn't think nothing of it other than the fact that he's trying to balance himself on a fucking stool. Why are you trying to balance yourself on a fucking stool for an interview? Make it make sense, okay? So all of that is strategic, okay? There's also I feel like he was stealing money from her. She says he was stealing money from her, like penny pinching her. It was ex trafficking involved, dirty money. When they was on that tour, whatever they was on that bus, it was more shit going on than y'all know. It was multiple men. It was money involved. It was complete mind control, complete body control. He had 100% control over her, and because he was obsessed. LYFE Jennings was the obsessed one, okay? And he tried to say other men, she had something about her that just made these men obsessed. Ha ha ha. No, that was you, bitch. That was you, bitch. Okay, that was you. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's coming up to him. And of course he didn't do it. Tiptoe, avoiding getting caught shady sneaking around, she says, concerning him. Okay. So she said it was all lies. He's tiptoeing, avoiding. There's receipts. They performed at the tunnel together. The club. I gotta look on YouTube to see if they performed at the tunnel, because then that's really gonna let me know. And she says brick wall. But I feel like when she talks about brick wall, she talks about him bringing her career to a brick wall, a standstill, okay, a dead end, okay, a dead end. That was hard for her to deal with. Um, and then when she just said fuck it and went her way and started doing her own music and saying, you know, if I did it once, I could do it again. I don't need him. That's when he came to Unalive, because you're not gonna take the little bit of fame that I get you and get away. Okay, this is definitely concerning a love triangle. Go to the other cards. Any other lies are being told? Any other lies? Okay, she does say that they had a twin flame connection. Do y'all know what a twin flame connection is? A twin flame connection is when you're supposed to learn something from the other person. So their relationship was very, very, very toxic. Okay, very toxic between LALA and this LYFE Jennings man. Yeah, lovers. They definitely were. She said the nigga's lying. We were. She said he's lying in a high pitched singing voice. Okay, they were very, very much lovers. Okay, divine connection sent from the angels almost. Okay, so they were twin flame. They when they met at that strip club, they locked eyes and they were just locked in. Okay, he knew immediately from the first time that he laid eyes on her that he was gonna take that doggone song from that girl and give it to her. I don't think that the first girl that actually had the song was as pleasing to the eyes as she was. She was more of an image. She really wasn't the voice behind the song. She was really the image. Like he said in his own words, the song was already done. I basically gave it to him. Taken away, you know, even after her unaliving, being so cold as to even taking away her talent, right? Like even wanting to hold on to her legacy of what's left. Now, that's what you call a narcissistic control. I don't even believe he's ever going to have a girl. He's a narcissist. He's never going to be able to have a decent relationship because he always wants too much control, right? And a lot of supply. She was an empath. She was a light. She was talented, and he drained off her energy. Okay, he lived off her energy. Okay, and when she took that away from him, okay, she did the same thing to him. She's telling me that he did to her. When he put her on timeout, this bitch said I put him on timeout because he needed me to feed off of my energy and my light that we was shooting back and forth. It's almost like Ike and Turner. Okay, he needed Turner to be Ike, and fucking Turner needed Ike to be Ike so she could be Turner. Unfortunately. Okay, and some couples need that, like Stevie J and Jocelyn. Some couples, they need each other's energy to push back on each other so they can be who they are. Okay, and she said when he took my shit away, I took his shit away. Clock that T. Okay, which was the rugs that he needed between her legs. Let's say that again. Which was the rugs that he needed that was between her legs. Okay, that kept him going because he was a crack addict. He was an addict, and he denies it to the fullest. Oh, I don't know why. And that's why niggas, when you listen to somebody long enough and you let somebody talk long enough, they're gonna tell on a motherfucking self. Okay, how do you go from he was never in a relationship? I don't know where he would get the idea that that I would be in some type of relationship with her, to something about her that men are just so obsessive about. And you were around her and you didn't get obsessed. I wanted to bust into her dressing room and I wasn't allowed to. Excuse you? Excuse you. Excuse you. Okay? So the entitlement is real to the point where he's talking about it. He really believes this shit. Like he's still stuck on it. Like he really believes that he's in the right when he says he should have bust into her thing and then to her dressing room, but without her permission. But listen, and then on top of that, he said something along the lines like, I just put her on timeout when I took off the tour bus. It was to just get her away from the group members, right? From the band players. Get the fuck out of here. I don't even think the band players and them were ever on the same fucking bus. They were more than likely on separate bus. I don't believe that shit at all, what he's saying. Okay? He put her on timeout because he wanted to show her what type of control that he could have. And she said, peace the fuck out. And she went to start doing her own thing and he couldn't handle that shit. That's what happened. And when I mean that shit, I mean that shit, right? It says clock that T. Lala said, clock it. Lala funny. She said, clock it the way I be saying it. Funny as hell, girl. You funny, but I did clock it. I did clock that, girl. I did. I mean, at first I could have sworn it was the other girl. I could have sworn it was the one that he took the song from, but no, because he's contradicting himself. Anytime somebody's contradicting himself, they're lying. Why are you lying about? If you had a relationship, say I had a relationship with her. You had a really quick relationship, okay? And then shit, she went her way, I went my way. You know what I mean? Whatever. You're lying about that. You're lying about that you wasn't obsessed with her when you were. You're a coward. And I said what I said. Okay? Now, what was some of the mind controls he had over? I just want to see the length. Let me see the vibes. What was the mind control situation with this coward? I'm glad I was never a fan. I was never a fan of LYFE Jennings. Clock it. And this is all allegedly, y'all, but the card said what the card said what the card said. Okay? But let me see what else they're saying. What was the mind control about? What were the mind control games he was playing with her? When he came out? Yep. Ghosting, distance. That's what narcissists do. They pull you in, push you out. Pull you in, push you out. Put you on a song, take you up. Put you on a song, take you up. Hold things over your head. Be manipulative. Okay? Just be your fucking self. If somebody really wants to fuck with you, they're gonna fuck with you. Why you gotta play so many mind games? Because I have a really big feeling that he had a little one. He had a little one. I just do. Okay? All right? Taking the balance, moving the balance. Giving them balance, taking the balance. All right? Keeping them off balance. And love affairs. Also, feeling like he can have as many groupies. You gotta keep in mind they're on tour. All right. So I felt like at some point, even though they was in this relationship, he could have as many girls on the bus that he want, but she couldn't have nobody. Okay, that's a terrible feeling. Anything else? Yeah. So there goes your answer. Mr. LYFE Jennings is involved in this allegedly. So says the cards, and so says Lala. She said it's all lies. It's all lies. Literally from the beginning. She said it's all lies. It's all lies. Like from the beginning. Like hilarious. More manipulative tactics. Moving on. Stop calling blocked. Moving on. Stop calling blocks. More manipulating tactics. Yeah. Like I said, he's a narcissist. I mean, it's in the cards. I really don't have nothing else to say about this. I'm going to close this out in a minute because I feel like I got what I needed after this. Yeah, masculine energy, authority, discipline. Definitely a male. Male keeps coming out. Male, 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 male. I don't see any female energy on here at all. There's no female energy coming out in these cards. It's all male. It's a man that did this. An obsessed lover. But I don't think he did it. And because you see how these three guys is here? I don't think he did it. He sent people to do it. As a coward will. As a coward would. Of course he's not gonna do it himself. I mean, like, think about it. If the manager came to the fucking dressing room and was like, oh, she can't speak to you right now, come back, or whatever it is that he said, whatever it is that he said that she said, handle your business right then and there. Push him and say, what, nigga, get the fuck out the way. Push him and get in the dressing room. He was a light-skinned coward. Not a light-skinned coward. She's funny as hell. Not a light-skinned coward. Like that is funny as hell. That she said he's very much light skinned. I'm crying right now. He gave light skin vibes. I'm crying. Yeah. Strip tease, gamble Vegas. She basically was like when they was going on these trips, she basically was like a prisoner on the bus, right? She was the prisoner on the bus. He could move around as he pleased. You know, he didn't have to answer. He could move around, and she would have to tell him everything. Oh, I'm going to get some ice cream. I'm going to go out to get some pizza. Do you mind if I step off the bus for 3 seconds? Like he had complete control over her. And of course, it started like that because she was so interested or asphyxiated with making sure that she gets her music career off the ground. She would do anything. If he said stand on your right foot and bark like a dog, she would have did that also. But that wears off after a while because now she feels like she's a celebrity and now her head is big and she's a celebrity in her own right because she is her own person. But just like R. Kelly felt like he owned Aaliyah, and just like LYFE Jennings felt like he owned LALA Browne, ladies and gentlemen. Views from the six. Okay, grow up, opportunities, career, business, and success. Lastly, like she said, that was a manipulative tactic that he used. We still on manipulative tactics. Okay, blocking her new opportunities, new career, successful in businesses. Okay. All right, y'all. So there goes your answer. It leaned more towards Mr. LYFE Jennings. It is what it is, allegedly. So hopefully they could, and the thing about it is like it was so long ago. Man, these cold cases, I don't know, but like I feel like honestly, if they were smart enough, they would just bring him in and be like, why is it that you said that you wasn't in a relationship with her, but then you wanted to bust into the dressing room? Why do you feel like you were entitled to that? If they would just really, I feel like LYFE Jennings is such a pussycat that I feel like if they would literally, allegedly, if they would literally just sit him down and like really question him. I mean, look how fidgety he got being interviewed by Vlad TV. How do you think he's gonna be fidgeting, sitting in a chair, and really being investigated? Tell him to do her family members should call him back in and say, look, if you don't have nothing to do with it, do a lie detector test if you don't have nothing to do with it. Okay. I feel like if they press that man with his light skinned ass, she said, he's going to fold. Okay, Lala, you can go back to the light. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. It is done. You can go back to the light. Y'all, that was very interesting. I mean, like I off immediately got it was the female that she stole the song from. But as you saw in the cards, male kept coming out. Male, 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 male. If you're interested in talking to somebody that actually passed away, definitely hit me in the description. In the description is the link where you could actually purchase a reading with me. I charge $40 an hour. My email's there also as well if you want to pay another form of payment. Meaning that if you want to camp up with me first and then pay me while we on campus. I know we live in a world where people are doing all type of weird scams nowadays. So definitely hit me up and we could do it that way. And yeah, stay tuned for other channeling other people and solving other crimes. Somebody just hit me today and told me I was spot on as far as a missing girl that just got returned to her parents today. And literally how I said it happened, y'all. Okay. So it scared me at first, and it always does, but it is what it is, y'all. And I will see y'all on the other side. Bye.